right into the action here. These are the guys getting buckets for the Brooklyn Nets. The Lakers were in need of a bit more scoring if they wanted the halftime lead. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Kevin Durant has been making the competition look silly on the defensive end.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
LeBron with it up top. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. To Davis. Nets have it. Gasol able to recover with the block. Fourth this contest. LaMarcus Aldridge. Now 4 for 9.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
LeBron into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Down low Gasol. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Gasol trying to cash in on the 3-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Free throw good to cap off the 3-point play. That cuts it to a 7-point game. Kyrie with the rock. To Harden. Kyrie. It goes down. Oh, he's feeling good. Maybe too good.
I get tired of hearing guys say, I was there, I contested a shot, I pretty much had a hand in his face. Well, no, you have to change up the game. If a guy is right-handed, he is right eye dominant. Get that hand over his right eye. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. LeBron James rejects it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Rebound taken in by the Nets. Here's Irving into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Durant to Harden. Lets it fly from long range. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving to Griffin. Durant. Lakers have it. To James. And a bad pass as it's taken away by the Nets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
James into the front court. His guy's down 11. And he's fouled. Davis going to the line for 2.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Anthony Davis. He's got 2 shots coming. He's perfect from the line so far. And hits the first free throw.
Okay.
So he hits the first, misses the second. Brooklyn with the basketball. Griffin down low, Aldridge, and stuffs it home.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Across the timeline comes James. The deficit now up to 12. To Davis. And finishes strong.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Durant. And the finish. Slam dunk.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
And 2 for AD.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
James to Caldwell Pope. Nice pace, sets it up and slams it down.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Kyrie across the timeline. Lead stands at 10. Short jumper and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
James, tough matchup against Durant. To Gasol. Here's a chance from long range. Won't go down. Kevin Durant has it. To Harden. To Durant. Oh, emphatic slam.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
That's rebounded by the Nets. Irving with the basketball. They lead it by 14. Oh, he had him there for a second. To Aldridge. James Harden. 4 out of 10.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim, that was a thing of beauty.
Nobody even close. Count the basket for Caldwell Pope.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Harden to Irving. Cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, Ed, he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college, but the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
Schroeder with the basketball. Down a bundle. Knocked loose. That'll get out of bounds off of Irving. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Davis. James. That no good. Off the mark. Irving into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. LeBron James sends it away. Incredible. 6 tonight.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Into the front court, it's Irving. His guys hold a commanding lead. Down low to Jordan. DeAndre Jordan, look out.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Strong finish at the rim for Marc Gasol.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Oh, scary stuff from DeAndre Jordan. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Come on, DJ. Give the people what they want. I want that for my screensaver.
To Gasol. James to Davis. Rocking the rim. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ballgame.
Turns and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Aldridge to Irving. Add 2 points to the board. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
To Irving. Can't miss those. And that one out of bounds off a net. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. LeBron into the front court. Down by 15. To Davis. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Irving brings the ball up court. The pass taken away by the Lakers. And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make 2 bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
To James. It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Can't convert the free throw. Here's Irving into the front court. It's a 9-point lead.
Screen coming left, screen coming left.
A drive, but he can't get it to go. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
LeBron James at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 73%. And he can't convert the free throw. Jordan to Irving.
Right.
James, defended by the former Longhorn Aldridge. Nice finish at the rim. Who compares to AD offensively?
We would be doing a disservice if we compared AD just to one player. He's an amalgamation. Think about Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Marcus Camby. Throw them all into a blender, you get Anthony Davis.
New blood coming in for both sides. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Oh, a lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Kyrie across the timeline. His team up by 7. Here comes the screen. Now to Jordan, down low. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
And he throws it down. Andre Drummond with the slam.
An easy 2, get back on defense.
To Irving. For 3. You know Kyrie, zero hesitation. Buries it for 3.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
Misses the first.
Focus here. Need one time. Here we go.
No good. Missed them both. Irving with the basketball. His team leads it by 10. Has a chance. Kyrie with a shot, no good. And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Irving into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they try to extend the lead. Oh, a whistle.
Welcome to New Age.